beautiful muses, and welcome back to Cosmo Muse Tarot. Today we have another 5-minute Friday yes or no questions. The typical little things to say before that I like to reference is do frame your yes or no question so that getting the yes would be either what you consider the positive outcome or the outcome you're looking for. Also, just a note that 5 minute is an estimation. A lot of times I go closer to 7. So, still very quick though. And then, be reasonable with your questions. My typical example, if you're asking, am I going to win the lottery? This is not your reading. It's not going to be very accurate if you're asking things like that. We want to already have some sort of energetic involvement in this question for it to resonate the most closely to what you're looking for. And sometimes it isn't a clear-cut yes or no. Sometimes there's a maybe, which I think is beautiful because it does really confirm that free will that we have and that co-creation that we are capable of with the universe, and that we sort of have a say. And sometimes it's very much so a yes or no, and sometimes it's a maybe. And when it is maybe, I do try to kind of show the path towards the yes, like what you can do to get that yes. Or if I'm seeing that something else in there, like I will bring it up if the cards are feeling like you shouldn't be going towards a yes for whatever reason. And there's usually a reason around that. So anyway, now that we have housekeeping out of the way, let's get to the 4 piles. So pile 1, we've got red Jasper. Oops. Pile 2, we've got flower agate. Pile 3, we have dendritic Jasper. And pile 4, blue Orca agate. All right, for those of you that enjoy the breath work, we will go into that now. So plant your feet on the ground, really bring in that sense of support and stability, and then take in a deep breath and suck it up, up, up towards the space between your brows. Suck in a little more to add pressure there, and then with a big out loud exhale, invite in inspiration and higher guidance as you ask these different stones which one has the highest aligned message for your yes or no question. All right, I will see you guys in your piles, and you can jump straight to them in the timestamps in the descriptions. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your yes or no question, or reading, I guess. You guys picked the red Jasper, and just a quick intuitive hit I got off of this that may help you confirm this is your pile is I did feel something like highly organized either around you or that pertains to this question, but that's also maybe a little bit rushed. So this doesn't have to do with the yes or no. It's just a little intuitive thing that came through that may or may not help you to confirm if this is your pile. Okay, we are going to use tarot initially to see if we can tease out a yes or a no. So we've got 3 of fire. Beautiful. 9 of fire. And 7 of air. Um, I feel like this is, let me look at these images a little. I haven't used these cards too much. My inclination is a no here. I think whatever's going on around this question, it's sort of you're needing to step back from it and really do a little bit more reflection on this, as well as ask questions about if there's something that you are feeling too influenced about, that you're maybe needing to kind of like step away and reassert your own sort of individuality and kind of go into like a testing. I feel like you need to experiment a little bit here. I think whatever this question is about, it's like you need some rewiring around it. You need to do a little bit of experimentation because there's maybe an update to what the focus is here. That maybe the essence of this question in time can go forward towards a yes, but not in the form it's in right now. There needs to be some reworking of something, some rewiring of something, some updates in some way that are requiring you to experiment but have fun in that experimentation. Like I think you actually, this may actually feel relieving to you, and I think there could be a lot of joy found in some process of both messily experimenting and systematically experimenting. Do a little bit of both. Like do some experimenting that's just like blah, like whatever. And then when you kind of feel a vein of something like, oh, there's something to this, then get a little bit more systematic about it, methodological about it. If that makes sense. Oh, sorry, these are out of frame. Yeah, so it's not like a no, it's just like in the form this question is in right now, it's not wired. Something's not wired right. So it could be a yes if you take the time to experiment a little and rewire something about this. Okay, let's get a little more context from astrology cards. We've got moon perception. Yeah, something's a little clouded here, a little foggy. And I was going to say this whole process I was talking about where it's like rewiring, I almost said it, but then I was like, oh, for time's sake, I won't get into it. But like, it feels like the process of going through a Mercury retrograde, which is always this time of breaking out of a construct and sort of making the tweaks needed to update and rewire something. So there's just like something's brittle that you're needing to break out of, and you need to kind of get silly and playful and experimental and a little even radical about in order to better review this and come in out of some confusion and towards like a new impulse here. 12th house. Yeah, this is absolutely like, just give yourself time with this. I think this question's going to reformulate itself. And that's where I want to leave this, is like it's a no for now, but this question is going to reformulate over like the next maybe month. And then come back to this question in a month and see how, like, write down what you asked right now, and then put like a notice in your calendar to do an alarm in a month from now, and re-ask that question with any new insights you have. And I think that it'll then be the right question to ask, and a much more aligned question to get a yes. Okay, and then to end this, we've got core. Yeah, something in your core is sort of like coming back together. like a fire in you is a little bit low and you're needing to do this experimenting and shedding some layers in order to like restoke something about your core essence, your core fire. Something's not like lighting you up right now about this question. And this process over the next month will really help you to kind of get in touch with that and get in touch with like a new impulse. But I'm not going to lie, like that month between now and re-asking the question will probably be, a little heavy around that question. To shed layers and to break out of constructs is no easy thing. It's, it takes, shedding layers takes a little bit of drudgery initially, but it will get exciting. So stick in there. All right, this is where I'm going to leave you guys. I hope this resonated. If it did, I always appreciate things like thumbs up, little comments, and definitely subscriptions. All right, I hope to see you guys in more readings. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your yes or no reading. So if this is you guys, you picked this flower agate stone, and just a quick intuitive hit I got off of it. I felt this like resonance with my little snake here in it. It feels like there's some sort of more mystical or deep type of question going on here. So it doesn't have to do with the yes or no, just maybe a help with confirmation about this pile for your question. Okay, so diving in, we're going to use the tarot to see if we can tease out that yes or no. Hierophant, beautiful. Hesha of earth. And 2 of air. This is a maybe. This is you sitting on the fence about something. I think there's things you're trying to work out in your mind. And it feels very either connected to your value, your self-worth, or else something just generally materially centered or physically centered. But there's something that you're trying to work out. And the way to get this to a yes and kind of get off the fence, I feel like there's a decision you're making, like this or that. And however your question was framed, it actually doesn't matter which one would have been the yes. You're going to be stuck on that fence in this sort of decision mode until you find the right kind of guidance, whether that's through a book or some wisdom keeper, someone that has insight, a counselor, a book, a counselor, something that has some wisdom for you. There's something that you need to investigate in like a more spiritual and deeper way here. But that is accessible to you. So it's like, keep your eyes open. The spiritual wisdom, the spiritual information you need, and whoever or whatever holds that information is near you. It's sort of like around you, and you just need to kind of be aware of it, to call it in, to energetically, looking at the cacao here, it's like energetically look for it. And you'll know it's right when you feel sort of some stimulation about this. Yeah. So that will be kind of your sign that, oh, this is the thing that I've been looking for. It will really bring almost like you've had a hit of caffeine, but it'll be like a spiritual hit of caffeine, and sort of this stimulation that's felt on that like spirit level. Okay, let's look at the astrology cards for this. We've got Uranus, change. Got Pluto, rebirth. Wow, these are pretty big things. and Libra balance, which is coming right under the Two of Air, which is a Libra card, where I was getting that kind of sitting on the fence mode. Yeah, so this is actually no small question, but I think change is inevitable. You're going to be pushed off that fence sitting. So I think some of these cards are saying, like, that's another reason to kind of be energetic about looking for that wisdom, that spiritual information, that guidance that is nearby you, because you're going to be pushed into one direction or the other, and you want to be informed. You want to really put that effort in and into getting some questions answered so that you have more insight and more holistic knowing of why you're being pushed in a certain direction, and maybe being able to influence which way that goes. But there's no this is going to come into change very soon, whatever it is, that balance that you're like not willing to sort of tip the scales. It is going to tip soon. So put some effort into answering questions you need answered, so that you can influence this a little bit still. Okay, last card, Ajna. Check in with your inner. What do you already know? Check in with your inner knowing, your intuition, and it will really both give you information that you're seeking and also lead you towards, like, I think you have a knowing of where this where you need to go for this spiritual insight. You have insight and knowing about where you need to go to get the insight and knowing you need to be more informed and more influential about which way you should go and how to sway that. Yeah, all right, beautiful. Okay, this is where I'm going to leave you guys. I hope that resonated. And if it did, I always appreciate the thumbs up, little comments, and definitely subscriptions. All right, see you guys. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your yes or no tarot reading. This is you guys. You picked the Dendritic Jasper. And just a quick intuitive hit I got from your stone, just to help with any confirmation you may be looking for, if this is the right pile for you, is sort of like, I think you're already standing on the answer to this question. It's like right under your nose. That was kind of just the way the cards came out and things. I was feeling that feels like, the answer is already there. It's like right under your nose. So anyway, that has nothing to do with the yes or no, and we will dive into that now using tarot. We're going to try and see if we can tease out yes or no here. 3 of Air, Mother of Earth, and High Priestess. Wow. Okay. There's definitely some big healing going on here. This is maybe one of the least straightforward I've had in these yes or no readings, because I'm going to split this. If your question is about needing to leave something behind in order to heal, then it's yes. If this is asking if you should hold on to something, no. There's something you need to let go of and really reintegrate into yourself, and do some major healing with, both around your self-worth and around your, like, trusting your own intuition. But there's beautiful, beautiful energy around you for some healing. So this feels very specific. If you're not asking about should I stay or should I go, probably choose a different pile. Yeah, and like I said with the hit on the stone, it's sort of like you already know the answer's like right under your feet. What have the signs been um, right around you in the last week or two? Add those up. It's time to, yeah, remove some prickles and really dive into some healing time here. Something's really been disappointing. And actually, it doesn't have to be about, I don't think I necessarily said a relationship. This could be, should I stay or should I go, around a job, a business enterprise, a relationship, a house, whatever it is. This is saying it's time to move on, and that moving on will open up a really, really beautiful path of healing. Um, and whatever has been a big disappointment or um, really emotionally hurt you will actually be the things that bring in a sense of maturity in you that is really going to elevate your life and really set you on a course to um, much more empowered and better and wiser things in whatever this question relates to. So just know that going into the healing process, it's not for naught what you've been through. It's really, really built some beautiful wisdom into you, but you still need to go through a healing process. Okay, let's see what the astrology has to say. We've got Sagittarius, we've got Leo, and we've got the 10th house. So yeah, I was sort of feeling that for a lot of you, this could have to do with career or what you, like your position in the world. Maybe you set out on an enterprise with really big vision and really big hope and really put your creativity out there, and it just like was disappointment after disappointment. Yeah, so to your sense of command and your sense of having a vision, there's some wounds there right now. But whatever you come back around with after you go through some healing, you're really going to know how to much more realistically identify your targets, create much stronger and cohesive plans and strategies, and build in a much more integral, responsible way. And you will heal these things. You will find your shine and your ability to expand. But yeah, you need to go through some healing first to really kind of integrate and see what you need to see and learn about what this past journey was about, what you need to let go of. But yeah, you're going to come back, you're going to rebound, and you're really going to find your command of these things, and in a much more real, planned, responsible way. So yeah. Okay, last card, we've got the Anahata. Yeah, something about this has really, disappointed your heart. I think you followed your heart, and that's never bad. And maybe this is something where you followed your heart with an impulse and thought it would just, something would just, because you followed the heart, just connect and expand. And so this is saying, like, don't leave that heart leading. You just had to go through some lessons, you went into something maybe very new, and you just had to, it was like an education, and now you've gone through the education, and you can do a little bit of healing around certain expectations you had, and then re-engage your heart and come into it much wiser, much more responsible. And in that, like, it's like you're moving from a maiden phase of something, and then the maiden always gets wounded, so you have to tend to the wounding of the maiden, but you will step into the mother phase where you really bring something fruitful here, and it's still following your heart. It may even be in the same vein of what you're stepping away from, but just in a much more in a much deeper, more wise, more knowledgeable, more responsive way. So it's just a process here. So yeah, that's where I'm going to leave you guys. Hope this resonated. It was very specific reading that came out, so I feel like it's meant for just maybe a handful of people, this file. But anyway, if this resonated, I always appreciate the thumbs up and the little comments and subscriptions. All right, hope to see you guys in more readings. Hello, pile 4. Welcome to your yes or no reading. Little intuitive hit I got off of your stone, which may help you to identify if this is the right pile. So nothing about the yes or no, just sort of confirmation. Note is, I feel like whatever this question is about, it's sort of like you need to lay things out a little more and see all the elements involved here. So like whether it's making lists or journaling a little or literally laying some things out to just see all the pieces. There's something about needing to see all the pieces here. Okay, so into the yes or no, we're going to use some tarot cards to see if we can tease that yes or no out. Oh, beautiful. The star. Oops, these are out of frame, sorry. 4 of water. Ace of earth. Anytime we get an ace, it's a yes. But within that yes is you, like, I feel like the yes is coming, but you need a little bit, you need to allow some time. And I think it's that thing of like really needing to look at all the pieces to something. I think there's some dreaming that needs to be done, some going down into your depths, resting your soul, receiving, like get into a receptive mode, really do some self-care, some daydreaming, really start to follow little things that light you up. Yeah, it's like you're gathering little pieces, but you need some space and you need some rest and you need some receiving right now. But it is leading to a yes coming up. Let's say with the month, we'll just give it a month, you know, or with the ace, we'll just give it a month. So I feel like a yes about a month from now. Yeah, but give your space, you know, give yourself some space to dream, to kind of pick apart the elements that surround this question, to really deepen and do some self-care. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's look at the astrology cards we've got for this. We got solar flares activate. Beautiful. We've got solar calm. Clarify. And then 7th house relationship. Okay, so yeah, you could be in this ebb and flow of like really feeling, and you know, with the star card, it does bring these impulses, but it's like they're bubbles. They come and they go. We can't quite like fully hold on to it. And I feel like there's a process you're going through right now of like feeling the bubbles and then needing to kind of relax and process it, and then feeling a bubble, and like there's some sort of more mystical process happening around you right now that you need to go through before this yes can unfold, but it is going to come. And then 7th house, this may have to do with something around your relationships, whether that's romantic or business, or sometimes that 7th house can even be like agents, if you're needing like a real estate agent or an attorney, someone who advocates for you. So I do feel like this has something to do with relationships, love or otherwise. And just, yeah, give it some time. Let things kind of bubble and settle and bubble and settle, and give yourself some good downtime. It's a mystical process, but the clarity will come. Okay, last card, the void. Yeah, it's like, exactly. You're just needing to allow things to be in that melting pot, in the primordial soup. Allow a little bit of chaos, allow a little bit of that mysticism that's inexplicable, that you don't need to define. Just allow things to be a bit nebulous right now, and they will reform. That chaos is actually, there's organization in chaos, and it's hard to see that when you're in the midst of it, but something's organizing, and you just have to allow that mystical process to unfold. But it will get here, and like I said, give it a month. All right, this is where I'm going to leave you guys. I hope this resonated, and if it did, I always appreciate those things, the thumbs up, little comments, and of course subscriptions. All right, hope to see you guys in more readings.